I found out my recording studio had been destroyed through a text message from my neighbor at 3:47 p.m. on a Friday. I was in Nashville meeting with a potential client about producing their debut album when my phone buzzed with a message from Mrs. Chen, the elderly woman who lived next to my studio space in Los Angeles. "Dear Alex, I think something bad happened at your studio. I heard crashing and saw your sister leaving with a young man carrying cameras. They were laughing. I'm worried. Should I call police?" My blood went cold. My sister Vanessa had a key to my studio. I'd given it to her months ago when she'd asked to use the space for creative inspiration for her lifestyle brand photo shoots. I'd trusted her. My brother Derek had been staying with her lately, supposedly helping her with her YouTube channel. I called Mrs. Chen immediately. "What exactly did you see?" "I heard loud crashing, breaking glass. It went on for maybe 20 minutes. When they came out, your sister was laughing, and the young man, your brother, I think, he had a big camera. They drove away in her white Mercedes. I was on the next flight back to LA. My studio, the one I'd spent 6 years building, the one that had cost me $120,000 in equipment, soundproofing, and high-end recording gear, was my life's work. I'd started as a bedroom producer making beats on a laptop, slowly building my reputation in the music industry. Now, at 32, I was one of the most sought-after independent producers in LA, with credits on albums that had gone platinum. Every piece of equipment had been carefully selected, saved for, invested in. My Neumann U87 microphones, $3,600 each, I had 4. My SSL mixing console, $45,000. My collection of vintage synthesizers, $30,000. My acoustic treatment and soundproofing, $15,000. The custom-built isolation booth, $8,000. It wasn't just equipment. It was my career. My dream. My future. When I arrived at the studio at midnight, Mrs. Chen was waiting outside with her husband, both looking worried. "We didn't call police yet," Mr. Chen said. "We wanted to wait for you." I unlocked the door, my hands shaking. Turned on the lights. And my world ended. The studio had been systematically destroyed. My mixing console was smashed, keys torn off, faders broken. My microphones lay shattered on the floor, expensive condenser capsules crushed. My synthesizers had been spray-painted with obscene words, their keys broken off. My monitors, $6,000 each, had been knocked over, screens cracked. The acoustic panels had been ripped off the walls, shredded. My isolation booth looked like someone had taken a baseball bat to it. Cables were cut. Hard drives were smashed. My computer, with years of projects, samples, and client files, had been thrown against the wall, completely destroyed. Paint was splattered across everything. Red, black, neon pink, sprayed in chaotic patterns across walls, equipment, floor. On the main wall, spray-painted in 3-foot-tall letters, "Not so perfect now, golden boy." I stood in the ruins of my life's work and couldn't breathe. Mrs. Chen touched my arm gently. I took photos when I heard the noise. Through the window. "I thought maybe you'd need evidence." She showed me her phone. Photo after photo of my sister Vanessa, wearing designer clothes and a huge smile, swinging what looked like a crowbar at my equipment. And my brother Derek, 25 years old, filming everything with his professional camera rig, laughing as she destroyed piece after piece. In one photo, Vanessa was posing in front of my demolished console, making a peace sign. In another, Derek was giving a thumbs up while Vanessa spray-painted obscenities on my vintage Moog synthesizer. They documented their own crime. Filmed it. Like it was content. "I'm calling the police," I said, my voice hollow. The police arrived an hour later. I showed them the destruction, showed them Mrs. Chen's photos. Filed a report. They took statements, took their own photos, said they'd investigate. "Do you know why your siblings would do this?" the officer asked. I shook my head. But deep down, I had a guess. 2 weeks ago, Vanessa had asked me to produce music for her YouTube channel for free. She'd been building a lifestyle brand, Vanessa Valentine, all pink aesthetics and fake authenticity, 400,000 subscribers who thought she was a self-made entrepreneur. In reality, our parents had funded her entire life. The Mercedes, the West Hollywood apartment, her designer wardrobe, all bankrolled by mom and dad. When I told her I couldn't produce her music for free because I had paying clients and a business to run, she'd gotten angry. Said I was gatekeeping my success and refusing to help family. "You got lucky," she'd said. "You act like you're better than me because you make music. But I'm building a brand. I'm an influencer. That's worth more than anything you do." I'd thought she was just being bratty. I hadn't realized she was planning revenge. That night, sitting in my destroyed studio, I got a notification on my phone. Derek had posted a new video on his YouTube channel. He had 200,000 subscribers for his pranks and social experiments. The title made my stomach turn, destroying my sister's studio prank. Gone wrong. With shaking hands, I clicked play. The video opened with Derek's face, excited and conspiratorial. "What's up, guys? Today we're doing something insane. My brother Alex thinks he's so perfect, so successful. He's always been mom and dad's favorite. The golden child who could do no wrong. So today, with my sister's help, we're going to humble him a little bit. Studio destruction challenge." Cut to them entering my studio. Vanessa doing a mock-serious introduction. "This is the studio of Alex Valentine, music producer extraordinaire, too good to help his own sister. Let's see how perfect it looks when we're done with it." Then 20 minutes of them destroying everything I'd built. Laughing. Making jokes. Posing for the camera. Derek filming in 4K, professional editing cuts, background music. They'd turned the destruction of my career into entertainment. The video had been posted 2 hours ago. It already had 50,000 views. The comments were split, half the people thought it was staged and hilarious, half were saying it had gone too far. But no one seemed to realize it was real. They thought it was a skit. A prank with fake equipment. No one knew they were watching an actual crime. I saved the video immediately, downloading it in the highest quality. Then I called my lawyer. Richard Torres had handled my contracts and business formation for 3 years. He answered on the second ring despite it being 2 a.m. "Alex? What's wrong?" I told him everything. Sent him the police report number, Mrs. Chen's photos, the link to Derek's video. "Jesus Christ," he breathed. "They filmed themselves committing a felony and posted it publicly? It gets worse. Look at the channel analytics Derek has public. He's already made money off this video. He monetized it. He's profiting from destroying my studio." Richard was quiet for a moment. "Alex, I need you to listen very carefully. Don't delete anything. Don't engage with them on social media. Don't respond to any messages. Let me handle this. We're going to hit them so hard they'll never recover. What can we do? For starters, criminal charges, felony vandalism, felony destruction of property. Civil suit for damages, which will easily exceed $120,000. Copyright violation for using your likeness without permission for commercial gain. And if I can prove conspiracy, which that video absolutely does, we can go after both of them for everything they have. My parents will bail them out. Not if the damages exceed what they're willing or able to pay." And Alex? They posted evidence of their crime publicly. They made money off it. There's no defending this. They're done. After we hung up, I sat in my ruined studio until dawn, documenting every destroyed piece of equipment, calculating exact replacement costs, photographing everything from multiple angles. By the time the sun came up, I had a 47-page document detailing $127,000 in equipment damage, plus loss of income from canceled sessions, plus the cost to rebuild. The total came to $183,000. My phone started buzzing with messages around 8 a.m. Friends who'd seen Derek's video, asking if it was real. Clients who'd heard what happened, offering sympathy. And finally, the messages I'd been expecting. Vanessa, it was just a prank. Don't be dramatic. Derek, bro, chill, it's just equipment. Insurance will cover it. You're ruining the fun. Mom, your sister said there was an incident. Surely you can work this out as a family? Do we really need police involved? I responded to none of them. Just forwarded everything to Richard. He called me at noon. I've filed the civil suit. The criminal charges are moving forward. The DA's office is very interested given the video evidence. And Alex? I contacted YouTube's legal department about the video. It's being taken down for depicting illegal activity and using your likeness for commercial gain without consent. When? Should be within 24 hours. But here's the beautiful part, Derek can't delete it himself now. It's evidence in an active criminal investigation. And we've already preserved multiple copies. That evening, Derek's video was removed from YouTube. His channel got a strike. The video that had made him $3,000 in ad revenue in less than 24 hours was gone. But the internet never forgets. People had downloaded it. Reposted it. And now that it was taken down, people started asking questions. Why would YouTube remove this if it was just a prank? Is this actually real? Did they actually destroy his studio? By Monday, the story had spread. A music industry blog picked it up. Producer Alex Valentine's studio destroyed by siblings in prank video. By Tuesday, Vanessa was losing sponsors. Her comments section filled with people asking if she'd really destroyed her brother's studio. By Wednesday, the police had issued arrest warrants. And by Thursday, when my siblings finally realized this wasn't going away, they tried to apologize. Vanessa called from a blocked number. I didn't answer, but she left a voicemail. Alex, please. This is getting out of control. We didn't mean for it to go this far. It was supposed to be funny. Can't we just settle this privately? Mom and Dad are freaking out. Please call me back. I deleted it and sent the recording to Richard. Derek sent an email, dude, I'm sorry, okay? I'll help you rebuild. I'll pay for new equipment. Just drop the charges. This is ruining my channel. I forwarded it to Richard without responding. My mother showed up at my apartment Saturday morning. I watched through the security camera as she knocked, waited, knocked again. Finally she called. Alex, please. Your brother and sister made a terrible mistake, but they're young. Do you really want to ruin their lives over this? They ruined my career, I said flatly. They destroyed $127,000 in equipment. They filmed it and made money off it. They showed no remorse until they realized there would be consequences. They'll pay you back. With what money? Vanessa's entire lifestyle is funded by you and Dad. Derek makes YouTube videos. Neither of them has $183,000. $183,000? Equipment, lost income, rebuilding costs. That's what they owe me. And that's what my lawyer is suing for. Alex, please. They could have killed my career, Mom. I had client sessions booked. Projects in progress. Tracks that can't be recovered. Do you understand what they did? It was a prank that went too far. It was premeditated destruction of property that they filmed and monetized. That's not a prank. That's a crime. You're going to send your own siblings to jail? I'm going to hold them accountable for their choices. What happens after that is up to the courts. I hung up. The arrest happened on a Monday morning, simultaneously. Derek was picked up at Vanessa's apartment where he'd been staying. Vanessa was arrested while getting coffee at her favorite West Hollywood cafe, the one where she filmed most of her Instagram content. Both arrests were filmed by bystanders and immediately posted online. The narrative shifted instantly. What had been just a prank bro became entitled influencers destroy brother's career for content. Vanessa's sponsors started dropping her. First the smaller brands, then the bigger ones. Fashion Nova, FabFitFun, HelloFresh, every partnership she had dissolved within 48 hours. Her comments section became a war zone. Derek's YouTube channel was demonetized pending investigation. His sponsorship deals vanished. His 200,000 subscribers started hemorrhaging, thousands of people unsubscribing by the hour, leaving comments about how he'd gone too far, how destroying someone's livelihood wasn't entertainment. But I wasn't done. Richard filed additional civil suits, one for emotional distress, one for loss of income, one for copyright violation. Each one with meticulously documented evidence, including the full video they'd posted, financial records showing my income loss, expert testimony about industry standards and equipment value. "We're going scorched earth," Richard said. "By the time we're done, they'll be paying this off for the rest of their lives." The criminal trial happened 4 months after the destruction. I sat in the courtroom and watched my siblings, dressed in conservative clothes their lawyer had obviously chosen, looking nothing like their usual influencer selves, try to convince a jury this had been a misunderstanding. Their defense was pathetic. They claimed they thought I had insurance that would cover everything. They claimed they didn't realize how expensive the equipment was. They claimed it was meant as a wake-up call about how I'd changed since becoming successful. The prosecution played the video. All 20 minutes of it. The jury watched my sister gleefully smashing microphones that cost more than most people's monthly rent. Watched my brother laugh while filming equipment destruction that totaled more than the average American's annual salary. Watched them pose for photos in front of the carnage like it was an Instagram shoot. The verdict came back in 3 hours. Guilty on all charges: felony vandalism, destruction of property, conspiracy. Vanessa cried. Derek looked shell-shocked. My mother sobbed in the gallery. I felt nothing but cold satisfaction. Sentencing came 2 weeks later. The judge, a woman in her 60s who'd clearly done her research on influencer culture, was not sympathetic. "You didn't just destroy property," she said, looking directly at my siblings. "You destroyed your brother's livelihood for entertainment. You monetized his pain. You showed no remorse until you faced consequences. This court has no patience for that kind of entitled cruelty." Vanessa got 18 months in county jail, 3 years probation, and was ordered to pay $91,500 in restitution, her share of the damages. Derek got 24 months, 3 years probation, and $91,500 in restitution. Plus they were jointly responsible for my legal fees, which had topped $40,000. Total, $223,000, split between 2 people who'd never held real jobs in their lives. My mother tried to talk to me after sentencing. I walked past her without a word. The civil suit settlement came through 3 months later. My parents paid it in full, not out of love for me, but to keep their precious children out of bankruptcy. The money went directly into rebuilding my studio, better than before. But the financial consequences weren't the end of their punishment. The real damage was to their careers, their reputations, their futures. Vanessa's Instagram, once a carefully curated aesthetic of luxury lifestyle content, became a ghost town. She'd lost 300,000 of her 400,000 followers. The remaining 100,000 were mostly people waiting to see if she'd address what happened. The comments on every old post were brutal. "This you destroying your brother's studio? Imagine being so entitled you think ruining someone's career is funny. You're done. No brand will ever work with you again." She tried to make a comeback post after getting out of jail. A long caption about learning from mistakes and taking accountability and growing as a person. It got ratioed so hard she deleted it within hours. Every brand she'd ever worked with had publicly dropped her. And her arrest record, easily searchable, meant no legitimate company would touch her. The influencer career she'd built? Dead. Derek's situation was worse. His YouTube channel, already demonetized, was eventually deleted for repeated violations. He'd tried to make a new one under a different name, but people found it within days. Every video got flooded with dislikes and comments about the studio destruction. He couldn't escape it. The internet had labeled him, that guy who destroyed his brother's studio for views, and that label was permanent. He tried pivoting to TikTok. Same result. Instagram? Same result. Every platform, every attempt at content creation, was immediately identified and destroyed by people who remembered what he'd done. His career as a content creator was over. 6 months after sentencing, I got a call from an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. Alex? It was Vanessa. Her voice sounded different, smaller, tired. Please don't hang up. What do you want? I wanted to tell you. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Not because I got caught or because I'm facing consequences. But because I finally understand what I did to you. Took you long enough. I was in jail with a woman who was a studio musician. She explained what we destroyed. The years it takes to build a client list, a reputation, a professional studio. The trust you lose when clients can't rely on you to deliver. I didn't understand any of that when I did it. I thought it was just stuff. Things that could be replaced. It was 6 years of my life. I know. And I took it from you in 20 minutes because I was jealous and petty and cruel. Her voice cracked. Every brand dropped me. I can't get hired anywhere because my arrest comes up in background checks. I can't even work retail because they Google my name and find out what I did. My whole life is destroyed. Welcome to the club. I deserve it. I know I do. But Alex, I'm trying to figure out how to move forward. How to build a life when everyone knows the worst thing you've ever done. And I don't know how. I was quiet for a long moment. Part of me wanted to enjoy her suffering. Part of me just felt empty. Figure it out the same way I had to rebuild my studio, I said finally. One day at a time. With humility. With genuine change. Without expecting forgiveness or recognition. Do you think you'll ever forgive me? I don't know. Maybe someday. But not soon. And not because you're asking. That's fair. She was quiet for a moment. Your new studio looks amazing. I saw the photos someone posted. You really did rebuild it better. You'll never be allowed inside it. I know. I wouldn't expect to be. She took a shaky breath. I hope someday you can see past what we did. But I understand if you can't. I just wanted you to know that I finally get it. What we took from you. And I'm sorry. After we hung up, I sat in my rebuilt studio, better soundproofing, newer equipment, upgraded everything, and thought about forgiveness. I'd gotten justice. They'd been punished criminally and financially. Their careers were destroyed. They'd face consequences for years, maybe forever. But forgiveness? That was something else entirely. Derek never apologized. Never called, never tried to explain. According to my mother, who still called occasionally, though I rarely answered, he was bitter. Blamed me for overreacting. Thought I should have just taken the insurance money and moved on. He didn't understand that some things aren't insured. Reputation. Trust. Years of work building client relationships. The mental health impact of having your life's work destroyed by the people who were supposed to love you. He probably never would understand. A year after the destruction, I was nominated for a Grammy. The album I'd produced, recorded in my rebuilt studio, featuring artists who'd stuck with me through the chaos, was up for Best Engineered Album. I didn't win. But I was nominated. My name was in the program. My career had not only survived, it had grown. That same week, Derek was working at a car wash. Vanessa was living with my parents, trying to build some kind of online presence that didn't immediately get destroyed by her past. 2 years after the destruction, I attended an industry party. A young producer approached me, nervous and excited. You're Alex Valentine, right? The guy whose studio got destroyed by his siblings? I tensed. Yes. I just wanted to say, your response to that was legendary. You didn't let them ruin you. You rebuilt better. You showed everyone that talent and hard work matter more than views and followers. You're kind of an inspiration to a lot of us. I didn't feel like an inspiration. I felt like someone who'd survived a betrayal that should never have happened. But maybe that was enough. 3 years after the destruction, my mother called on my birthday. I know you don't want to hear from me, she said. But I wanted you to know, I understand now why you did what you did. Why you pressed charges, why you didn't just let it go. They destroyed something precious to you, and you held them accountable. I should have supported you instead of asking you to forgive them without them earning it. Why are you telling me this now? Because I've been watching them struggle. Watching them face real consequences for the first time in their lives. And I realized, you were right. They needed to learn. And I enabled them their whole lives by protecting them from accountability. It's too late to change what happened. I know. But it's not too late to change how I treat you going forward. If you'll let me try. I didn't answer immediately. Processing that she'd finally understood, 3 years later, was complicated. I don't know, Mom. I need time. I understand. I'll be here when you're ready. If you're ever ready. 5 years after the destruction, I was thriving. My studio was known across the industry. My client list included multiple platinum artists. I'd won awards, built an incredible career, proven that I could overcome even intentional sabotage. Vanessa was working as an administrative assistant at a nonprofit, having given up on influencer dreams entirely. Derek was managing a retail store, his YouTube aspirations completely dead. They'd asked to see me. Both of them. A family mediation session with a therapist. I agreed, mostly out of curiosity. We sat in that therapist's office, 5 years of silence between us, and they apologized again. More genuinely this time, without excuses. I was so jealous of you, Vanessa said. You worked for everything you had. You earned respect. And I just monetized my life and called it a career. When you wouldn't produce my music for free, it felt like you were saying I wasn't worth your time. So I destroyed what made you feel superior to me. I never felt superior to you, I said. I just had boundaries. I know that now. I didn't then. Derek was less articulate, but more honest. I thought everything was content. That life was just material for videos. That consequences weren't real if they made good stories. I was wrong. I destroyed your career for 50,000 views and I'll regret it the rest of my life. You destroyed my career, I corrected. But I rebuilt it. What you destroyed was our relationship. That's what can't be replaced. We left that session without reconciliation. Without forgiveness. But maybe with understanding. I don't know if I'll ever have a real relationship with my siblings again. The trust is gone. The damage is permanent. But I rebuilt my studio. I rebuilt my career. I built a life I'm proud of. And they learned, the hardest way possible, that destroying someone's dreams for content has permanent consequences. Their careers ended the moment they decided mine was worth less than their entertainment. And that's a lesson they'll carry forever.